Welcome to another episode of our podcast where we promote African spiritual healing wisdom. We'd like to welcome the Okomfo, Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo, who will be channeling Ayeboafo Tigare, the African Angel. And we just want to acknowledge that the information that we're sharing has always been available. There are African communities that lived by this knowledge, passed it on from generation to generation. Of course, there was the destruction that came with wars and enslavement. This information has never been lost, perhaps forgotten by some, but we're so grateful for the work of Okomfo, who were able to channel this information and have access to African angels and Abusum and oracles. So I'd also just like to acknowledge that the Asona Aberade Shrine is our producer. The StarSpirit division is the non-sectarian division that has a StarSpirit press that puts out our books and CDs. And we want to acknowledge with the deepest gratitude and love that the founder of the Asona Aberade Shrine was Nana Okomfo Akwiya Oparibia, who is now an African Ascended Master, trained Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo, and Nana is now the living representative of her mentor as the Okomfo, serving in this capacity for North America. I'd like to remind you to subscribe, to like us, to share this video, and to comment. We're going to be asking questions about the book, Celestial Prophecies. Ancient Wisdom from Nana A.C. Ketewa, channeled from the third quarter of the heavens by Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo. And in the description, you can find a link to order the book. So Nana A.C. explains that a core message of her book is about the energy transformations occurring for everything on the planet at this time. All life and all parts of creation are being transformed to vibrate at a higher rate or frequency. And this is being orchestrated on all levels of existence at the same time. The earth change is occurring, whether tornadoes or floods or hurricanes involve profound energy transformations. Okomfo asked Boafo Tigare to discuss the profound energy transformations occurring at this time for human beings and planet Earth.
Indeed, this is a time to embrace all of the gifts that you are as a human being. You are, in fact, a spark of light from the divine creator of all living things. All living things are connected, and that during this time, there is the opportunity to become enlightened, meaning that this low frequency of separation, of domination, of violence, of confusion, of suffering, it is at this time in every corner of existence the opportunity to rise above that, so that this can be the time of the end of suffering, the time of the end of one group dominating another group. This can be a time of canceling the inequities that have been created for control and for greed. We are living here as earth beings. There is, in fact, enough for all. However, the trauma from the past domination and violence and inequity is still within the psyche, is still within the heart, is still within the minds of individuals. And so many people function from the place of habitual destruction and chaos. During this time, you can release it. Let it go. Look at yourself to be mindful of the words that you are using to describe yourself. Think of the words that you are using. When you say I am, you connect I and I with the divine creator. Be mindful of how you address each other. Know that during this time, the human being is called to bring forth the dynamism that is within each and every cell of your being. The energy and frequency of life is right now so potent that those images from other places of even seeing people flying on a carpet is possible because of the dimensional shift that is happening in this universe and in others.
Wow. Very, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So to think that this is a time when many human beings have an opportunity to experience enlightenment, that's very, very powerful. The idea that the energy is just so potent at this time. So really incredible information that we are receiving. Nana AC says that vibrating at these higher frequencies produces a human species of higher intelligence, or species capable of new expanded levels of perception and an expanded consciousness. Okomfo asked Boafo Tigare to discuss how human beings are evolving into a new species, vibrating at a higher frequency.
Indeed. Human beings are invited to function consciously. In other words, increase your awareness of self and your sensitivity to all living things that are in the environment, so that before you speak, you consider the effect that it will have on the person you are speaking to. That is what is meant by being conscious. Being conscious means that you determine your actions before you act. You determine how you want to show up in the world. In other words, are you just concerned with how you look and you have negated how you feel? These questions I'm posing to you now is to remind you to take the responsibility of self so that you can co-create the world that you want to live in.
So, as a species that is now vibrating at a higher frequency, it's really imperative that we realize the extent to which we are co-creators with source of this reality, which is a very considerable power that one might have as a human being. Nana AC explains how the energy transformations occurring produce new energy fields. And these new energy fields allow everything to move much more quickly or to move much more rapidly than the prior rate of human perception. The new energy fields are producing vast amounts of information that are now available to all species. Okomfo asked Boafo Tigare to share more about these new energy fields and their impact on life living on the planet.
Indeed. When human beings can accept information in practical terms, for example, when you get excited about anything, be it something that is unexpected, something that is more impactful than what you had planned for, your heart starts to beat faster. Mm-hmm. And those who care for you around you will say, calm down, breathe, calm down, to lower the rate so that you are able to control yourself and the situation. So when Nana AC says that these frequencies have great impact now, what she is saying is that again, you can control how you feel, how you think, how you see the world by consciously taking action for yourself. Because yes, you can control yourself from within. However, you can't control all the things that are around you. And many people have made mistakes, wanting to control others, wanting to control how someone speaks or how someone reacts in a given situation. So Nana AC is saying these frequencies are very intense now that are in the environment, especially as the dimension, as the energy of the earth is moving to a higher dimension. And again, she's emphasizing that work to control yourself. Know what you are feeling. Acknowledge your vibrations. And tell yourself to breathe. When you come to situations that are charged, because who can you control? Yourself. And that is your work as a conscious human being, is to be able to control yourself.
Very, very good. So non-AC explains that the energy transformations are also related to new portals opening up through vast eruptions of frequencies. And this permits the flow of new information to Earth, or the broadcasting of new information. Human beings may access the information and transform as a result, such as achieving expanded abilities to perceive and process information, or heightened intuitive abilities, what we might call an intuitive knowing, where you just know certain things, and other inner abilities. Okomfo asked Boafo Tigare to talk about this process of a human being accessing this new information and transforming.
Accept that everything in your world, in your environment, in your heavens, and in nature, because you are one with the divine, you are one with the earth, you are one with all celestial beings. So when there is a change within the heavens and within the earth and planets, human beings will be affected. When there are enormous change, you too will change. It is because we go back to all things are one. These enormous changes should signal you to the knowing that this is the time for change. So wherever you are in your perception of life, you can improve. You can raise that perception to a much higher octave, so that what? You live more splendor and bliss in your life. These changes are for everyone and everything. So take advantage of it. If there has been enormous suffering in your affairs, know that you can make the change for that to transform into joy. Not without action. Take action now.
Well, that is a wonderful place to end this session. One action that you can take is to comment in the comment section regarding what touched you the most in this episode. We ask you to subscribe, to like us, and to also share the video. And we are just so grateful and truly blessed that Okomfo Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo is here to channel this very sacred information through communication with Nana Boafo Tigare. I just want to extend to you the invitation to have your own experience of a spiritual reading with Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo, where she will be able to answer your questions while in communication with Nana Boafo Tigare, doing so by telephone. And that some people choose to actually have an experience of mentoring and coaching along with their spiritual reading, whether they receive weekly spiritual readings and coaching or bi-monthly, doing so for 3 months, 6 months. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to get the assistance you may need to make the changes that we are talking about, to be able to move from any experiences of pain and trauma to that joy and bliss that we all seek. More videos are coming. You can see in the description the link to the books. If you do want a spiritual reading, you can contact by email Nana Korantemaa Ayeboafo at nana@starspirit.org. N-A-N-A, nana@starspirit.org. In conclusion, I just want to offer all of my love from the core of my heart as I thank you for being our listening audience. Thank you.